For those of you that know me, I'm a stickler for safety. And one of the most important maintenance safety issues are keeping our brakes clean. In this particular video, we'll talk about cleaning our rim brakes. In our next video, we'll talk about how to clean your disc brakes and keep them in top performance. Depending on how much you ride, you should clean your rim brakes on a regular basis, or after each time it rains and you ride through the muck. I do about 200 miles a week, so I clean them weekly. You may clean them less often, but it's an important issue. So let's take a look. Release the brake quick release, the wheel quick release skewer, and remove the wheel. Using some isopropyl alcohol on a nice clean cloth, wipe the rims on both sides to remove any grime and grease. Take a close look at the brake pads. If you notice any embedded particles, remove them with either a small screwdriver or a pick. What we're looking for are small embedded particles, either metallic or other types, in the rubber itself of the brakes. And it's these that we want to try to remove with our pick. This is also a good time to check for brake wear. You can also finally wipe down each side with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, clean off any other dirt or grit. Some brakes with time will develop a shiny sheen on the surface, which will decrease braking power. Don't use sandpaper to remove it. It'll leave little particles behind that may get embedded within the brake pads. Instead, use a file. I recommend a file that has not, a metal file that has not been used on metal previously. A file previously used on metal may have small bits of metal particles still embedded within the grooves that'll come right off and stick inside your brake pads. So I have a dedicated file. I will file off the sheen and then go ahead and wipe it down with alcohol. Replace our front wheel. Should be tight enough such that we have to use the palm of our hand to close the quick release. Close the brake quick release. Make sure the wheel is centered between the brakes. Finally, check that when you apply the brakes that the rubber of the pad is hitting the rim and not the tire itself. Otherwise, you probably have to reposition the wheel by releasing the quick release skewer, pulling up on the wheel, and closing the skewer again. If you have anything to add, please comment below. Subscribe to keep up with our latest videos. This is Tony of Tony 10 Speed. Safe cycling.